Hey guys, I'm going to show you an example of batch recipes for a brewery and the fermentation control that we've implemented. So here's just the home screen, but we'll go into the batches first. You can see there's a couple of batches already fermenting. We'll create another batch here, so number 5, and it's going to be a hazy today. So create batch, just a push button for that. We'll go ahead and select a fermenter. So this is a list of all the fermenters that we can choose which are available. Let's go with 20 today. Then if we double click on this, it takes us to the fermentation page. Here's fermenter 20, which you can see has a set point temperature that came from the recipe that was selected, which was hazy. We can adjust that as it goes. It's obviously started at 14 degrees. I've sped this up a little bit to make it go up a little bit faster. But say our set point temperature was a little bit lower. You can see the glycol comes on. That's shown here and here actually. And it starts cooling it down. And similarly, if we put that temperature back up, it'll continue to rise as it ferments. Same thing with the bright tank. It's at 0 degrees set point, and it's come down right down to 0 degrees. We've got an ambient temperature sensor. So I'll go ahead and end the fermentation on one of these fermenters. So this one's only been going for 3 minutes because I've just added it, but so it's pretty soon to be ending fermentation, but here we go. In fermentation, changes color here. Then we need to confirm that the tank is empty because this is a manual emptying of this fermenter. So the operator will confirm that it's empty, and then it shows in grey to show that it's empty. The batch page disappears to show there's nothing in it, at which point you can start doing a CIP cycle. Again, this is manual, so all this is doing is logging some data while it's being CIP'd. So if we start the CIP, it starts to log just the temperatures in the tank, just for logging purposes. And then once finished, we can end the CIP. We can adjust these fermenters so they're either cooling or heating. The control is very basic. It's just turning on the glycol when it's above a certain set point, a certain adjustable difference above the set point, and then once it drops below it, there's a bit of hysteresis to stop it from cooling. You can also set it to heating. So say this wasn't glycol, this was actually steam, then it'll heat it up to the set point temperature. That's used for say you wanted to use one of these as a hot water tank. You could set your set point temperature up nice and high and get that heating up with your steam. So you can see that's heating up nicely there. So I'll put that back to cooling and drop the set point temperature. We'll drop down. This is just a simulation, so the alarms aren't coming up. But if, for example, this fermenter starts to increase in temperature and the glycol valve is on and it's not cooling down, then it'll raise an alarm to the operator. And with this particular application, it can send an email, which has helped in the past. So that's the basics of the fermentation control.